Welcome to Gentle Restorative. My name is Sandra, and we are starting off in a seated position with the eyes lightly closed, focusing on the breath. And what I want you to notice about the breath, kind of besides where it is in the body, what it feels like, what the temperature of the breath is, how strong the breath might be, or how shallow, I want you to notice that there's an abundance of the breath. It doesn't just stop. We don't think, oh my gosh, this inhale might not be followed by the next one. It will be. There's an abundance of breathing, an abundance of air to be breathed. And I just want you to feel that. And so, in a weird tangent, you might be able to say that you're very wealthy as far as the breath is concerned, prosperous because of the amount of breathing you have. Almost, just this fabulous feeling of abundance. There's enough. There is enough. It does, abundance doesn't have to mean overflowing, right? It means there's enough. And I want you just to feel that. Enough of that breath coming in to make you happy. You don't have to control the breath. You don't have to fill the lungs yet. There's just an abundance of breath. And how amazing does that feel? And then I'm kind of wondering, where in your world do you feel like there's a lack of abundance? Where would you like there to be more? Where does there need to be more? You feel like there's not enough of. And I want you to come up with an answer. And then I want you to close your eyes and imagine that that is exactly what you do have an abundance of. And so creating this mantra for yourself, for instance, the word that popped into my head was hope. So what I was saying in my head is, I have an abundance of hope. Now I want you to say that in your head, but with your own word that you came up with. Notice how it feels when you say that to yourself. I want you also to notice if at first it doesn't feel true, but then the more you say it, can you kind of settle into the words and own them? And then when you're ready, let's take that deep breath in through the nose. Cleansing exhale. Inhale the arms up. And exhale them home to your heart and prayer pose, Anjali Mudra, so that we can pause here and set that amazing intention for our practice. When you're done, we're going to let the backs of the hands come down to rest on the knees, thumbs connecting with the index fingers in a continual circle, right? Endless, infinite. I want you to feel how Perhaps energy goes down through the arms, but it doesn't exit, it doesn't leave, it kind of circles around. The index finger comes back up through the thumb. Continual movement, an abundance of energy. So I thought we would chant tonight, perhaps. A little interesting to do so on Zoom, but I'm going to pretend I hear you. Hopefully, in the confines of your own space, you are free to open up that throat chakra and just let come out whatever is going to come out. But hear the words. So just repeat each word after me and we'll kind of put it together and you just echo back what you hear. I guess I should tell you, first of all, that this mantra is for Lakshmi. And Lakshmi is the deity of, go ahead, guess. Abundance. You got it. Abundance. That's why we're talking about it. She's the deity of wealth and prosperity and beauty and youth and abundance. And I want you to remember when you're thinking about abundance that it could relate to a plethora of things. It could be an abundance of friendships, an abundance of opportunities. I like that one, right? Abundance of opportunities. It could be an abundance of hope, an abundance of energy, an abundance of love, whatever it is that you need, you can appeal to Lakshmi. So the first word in our mantra, of course, is Om. Om. Om is the universal sound for all sounds that can possibly be made. And every mantra starts and ends with it. And then the second word in this mantra, you'll see it two different ways. You might see it, if you go Googling later to remember this mantra, as shrim, S-H-R-E-E-M, shrim. That's Lakshmi's bija sound, her seed sound. So when you chant shrim, you are kind of automatically connecting to Lakshmi's energy. But you'll also see the mantra as Shri, Shri, S-R-I. So either is totally fine. So Om, Shrim, I like Shrim. I like how it rolls off the mouth. Om Shrim Lakshmiyei, Lakshmiyei, namaha. Om Shrim Lakshmiyei, namaha. And of course, namaha is I bow to, right? All right, here we go. Echoing back what you hear. Om. Your turn. Shrim. Om Shrim. Om Shrim Lakshmiyei namaha. And then, of course, sometimes we can throw in the word maha before Lakshmiyei. Let's try that one, maha, M-A-H-A. So listen how that would roll off the tongue. Om Shri Mahalakshmiyei namaha. Your turn. Om Shri Mahalakshmiyei namaha. Perfect. We're going to keep going. Om Shri Mahalakshmiyei namaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmiyei namaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmiyei namaha. And then let's do it one more time together and add an Om at the end. Take a deep inhale. Om Shri Mahalakshmiyei Lakshmiyei namaha. And imagine that you can feel this energy of abundance swirling around you, underneath you, behind you, over you. It's everywhere because isn't that what abundance is all about? The universe is full of abundance, right? And so putting out that mantra, either the one to Lakshmi or the one we created in our head, I have an abundance of hope. We are cueing the universe in to what we need, to what we would like to receive an abundance of. So as you take one more deep breath here, cleansing exhale, I want you to feel that the heart is open to receiving the abundance that you feel you would like. Perfect. Okay, let's grab our strap and go ahead and put a loop in it. And if you do not have a strap, it is so truly non-essential for what we're about to do. Don't even give it another thought. All right. Perfect. So I made my loop nice and small. And then I want to go ahead and put this around my right foot, right ankle, either one, doesn't matter. And then lay all the way back, which is just going to feel awesome. Yes, it does. I knew it would. Okay, so I'm going to take the strap in my left hand and I'm going to let both feet walk over to my left. Go ahead and take the right arm and just put either the forearm or the hand underneath your head like a little pillow. And then lift that arm. So you're lifting the head. Take the upper body over to the right a little bit. So we're curved to the left. And then I'm going to go ahead and walk my feet over a little bit more. But with that strap, I'm just hanging on nice and tightly so that my foot doesn't feel like it's going to slide back over. Close your eyes here. And so what I meant about the strap truly being non-essential in this pose is you could always put the right ankle over on top of the left to keep the legs in place. But, sometimes it's fun to do new things with the props. So just lying here, gentle curve to the sides, the ribs, the lungs. I want you to breathe in that abundance of whatever you want it to be. And I'm curious, I'm wondering if you had a hard time at first thinking about what you really wanted. I don't think most people know the answer to that question. And so if you kind of got stumped and you were like, I don't know what I need an abundance of right now, I feel put on the spot, that's okay. I think that's normal. And so if you come up with it later on, just go ahead and send it out to the universe. And then from here, I'm going to soften my grip on that strap, let the legs slowly move back to center, upper body back to center. You can release that right arm. Perfect. And then I'm going to keep that strap in my hands. I'm going to pull so I can draw the right knee in. That was the lazy way of getting the knee to come in, right? And then flex that right foot, send it up to the sky. We can hang on to the strap here to help hold the leg in place. I'm thinking about abundance. We had an abundance of leftover whipped cream with nothing to put it on. So I decided that one should make an abundance of chocolate pudding, which I did, and Guess what? I'm the only one in the house who eats chocolate pudding. Oh, darn. I had quite an abundance of it. Okay, draw that leg in a little closer. I'm going to take the strap in my left hand, reach that right arm overhead, and then very slowly guide the right leg to the left. Let's keep the right hip on the ground. So we only moved about 12 inches perhaps. Flex the foot, spread the toes wide. Keep pushing the back of the left leg down. And then we're going to let this leg continue its journey. So go ahead and start rolling on to the left hip. Take this leg all the way down to the floor. So don't worry about the right arm coming off of the earth. Usually we're trying to keep that shoulder down. It's probably not going to happen here. And so just letting the shoulder do what it needs to. If it's not comfortable to have the arm up there anymore, you can bring it back down. And then just close your eyes for a moment. I really do like that definition of an abundance of opportunities. Isn't that kind of like exciting? It expresses possibility. And I want you to think about how there is an abundance of opportunity on your yoga mat right now. Opportunity for you to change up poses, create something new, do what you feel like doing. Maybe it's an opportunity to learn a new pose or new stretch. Okay, go ahead and pull this leg back up. You can pull with the strap if you need to. Fabulous. Hug that knee back in. And then while we have that foot super close, let's go ahead and get the strap off of that right ankle and stretch that leg back out. Closing your eyes here for a moment, feeling the abundant breath without you really even having to do anything. And then let's go ahead and pull that left leg in so we can lasso the ankle. Stretch that leg back out. Walk both legs to the right. Then I hang on to that strap in my right hand. Going to take my left arm behind my head and then move the upper body to the right as well. Closing the eyes here. And again, if you don't have a strap, put the left ankle up on top of the right one. Just allowing your mind to settle on the breath. Can you hear your breath? Where do you feel it? Do you feel it where you want to feel it? Is that a weird question? Right? I think sometimes, I might notice I'm chest breathing, but that's not really where I want my breath. I want it to feel full and complete. Couple more breaths here, enjoying the stretch. And then very slowly, let the entire body realign in the center of your mat. Release the left arm. Perfect. Pull on your strap to hug that left leg in. And then send that left leg up to the ceiling. Flex the foot. If the hamstring's tight, there might be an abundance of commentary from the leg, and so you can respond by, letting the leg back off if you want to. And then hanging onto that strap in the right hand, the leg's coming across to the right, left hip will stay on the earth. Flex the foot, spread the toes. The fun part, pull the pinky toe down towards you. You should totally feel that. While you hold that, I need to turn around or I'm going to run out of room to open the leg out to the side. Okay, we're going to let that leg continue its journey all the way over. You can take that left arm back up overhead if you want to, or if there was a better place for it to be, go ahead and find it. Abundance of opportunities for that left arm, right? Couple more breaths here. And then help that leg come all the way back up. Hug that leg in so we can slip the strap off. And then go ahead and straighten out that leg. Perfect. So I want you to try this. Inhale. As you exhale, shh. Go ahead. Try it out. And now, so you can really hear that exhale, I want you to, in one moment, don't do it yet or you won't hear me, I want you to cover your ears with your hands. 3 breaths. Every exhale is shh. I just want you to hear it. Okay, so at the end of your 3rd exhale, then you can release the hands. Go ahead. And just think about for a moment what that sounded like to you. To me, the exhale reminded me of being in a cave down near the ocean, and it was the sound of the wind rushing through the open space. Now take your hands and lay them across your heart. Same thing here. 3 breaths. Every exhale. Shh. And how did that one sound different to you? For me, that sounded more like a shushing, like I was giving myself permission to elicit silence. Go ahead and place your hands on your abdomen. Just 1 breath this time. Really deep inhale, really loud shh. Shh. And are you ready to appreciate the abundance of inner silence? I want you to bring that with you as you go ahead and roll to a side in a fetal position. And then when you're ready, go ahead and slowly make your way back up. Or coming over, hands and knees. If you do have two blocks, just have them somewhere out in front of you where we can easily grab them. All right, let's go to table. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Now lengthen the breath. Inhale, cow. Exhale, halfway, cat. The other half of the exhale, push back to child's pose. Drop the forearms to the earth. Lift the head. Slide forward. This is half of your inhale. The other half of the inhale is cow. Exhale, cat to child's pose. Inhale, sliding forward, lifting into cow. Keep going. Follow your breath. The next time you're in child's pose, stay right there. Take a deep inhale right here. Exhale, rise up into cat. Half of your inhale to cow, the other half dropping to the forearms. Half of your exhale pushing back to child's pose, the other half rounding into cat. So we really just switch directions, right? And we're taking the opportunity to notice, well, is one direction easier than the other? Do you prefer going one way versus the other? Or are they both just a fabulous opportunity to try something different on the mat? Let's go around one more time, and then when you get to child's pose, wait there. And then we're going to walk the hands in towards us just for a moment so we can sit up. I need those blocks. If you don't have blocks, again, they're not crucial to what we're about to do. So I want to put the blocks out in front of me. They're at their lowest height. They're roughly shoulder distance apart. Primarily, all I'm going to do with them is reach forward, get my hands on top. I have my thumbs and my little fingers wrapping around. And then go ahead and widen out the knees for child's pose. And I'm sliding down until I feel like I can bring my forehead to the earth. But my hands are resting on the block. So you should feel a good lengthening of the arms here. Now, what if the head doesn't make it to the floor? What's our rule in restorative yoga? No body part left hanging. So in which case I would grab another prop, maybe the blanket. Get that down in front of you so the forehead is happy as can be. And so is the neck, right? So you decide where you're happy. You might, in fact, consider, even if the forehead makes it to the ground, you might not be comfortable there. So if you want to come back up and put another prop underneath the head, you should. And we're just going to let the shoulders kind of rock back and forth. So I'm just dropping one shoulder to the mat and then rolling through the spine to drop the other shoulder. And then when you come back to center, I want you to really grip those blocks. Try to push them away from you, as though you don't want them anymore. And see if you can get the hips to drop down just a little lower toward the heels. And then I want you to try to breathe into the back space, into the shoulder blades. And then very slowly, soften the arms. I'm going to inch one back and then the other. And just get the arms in closer to me. My elbows are in closer to me. I'm just giving the shoulders a little break here. When you're ready, go ahead and slowly push your way up. Roll through the spine. Let the head be the last part of the body to lift. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the hands to the heart. Perfect. And then let's go ahead and grab your bolster. Hold on a second. I see mine across the room. Sorry about that. I knew I was missing something fabulous and comfortable. All right. We need the strap again. And you can keep that same loop that you had in it. All right. That bolster is going behind me vertically. Perfect. And then I'm going to turn so that my left hip, or you're going to turn, I'm already facing this way, left hip against the bolster. I want to get this little loop around my left foot or ankle. It doesn't matter. Whatever's best for you. Okay. So let's tip down a little bit onto this bolster for a moment. I want you perched up on your elbow. The bottom leg, the left leg, is going straight out in front of you to rest on the earth. The right leg is just going to be bent at a comfortable position for you. Be anywhere. And then just drop that strap for a second. I want you to kind of come back up, lengthen as much as you can, turn the body to the bolster, and now let's come down. And if you want to, take the right hand, grab that strap so you can hold the leg in place. Now, if that bottom leg just stays there naturally, you can let go if you want to, but we have a nice firm grip on that strap so the leg can't go anywhere, and it doesn't have to work to hold itself in place. Just close your eyes. And just while you're here, I want you to think about some of the other words I used to describe Lakshmi. It wasn't just abundance, right? I said, well, she represents wealth and prosperity and youth and beauty. And I want you to think about how those words do not have to directly, well, they don't have to have connotations of what one would think of first. Wealth and prosperity do not necessarily have to do with money. Beauty doesn't have to do with looks. Youth might also not have to do with a person's actual age. It might be more the energy, right? So I don't know. Which one of those words resonates with you more? I want you to choose. Now I feel like one of those psychics on America's Got Talent. Okay, you choose the word and I'll pick it. I bet one of you said, no, I'm kidding. I'm sure we all chose something different. Just thinking about which one of those words resonates with you right now and in what context. Okay, go ahead and allow that bottom leg to bend. You can let go of the strap. Slowly push your way back up. I'm going to slip the strap off my foot, but I'm kind of going to stay right here. Just going to move that. And then either scoot yourself forward so you line up more with the edge of the bolster, or move the bolster backwards. I'm going to scooch forward because I think I'll run out of room. And then I want to turn away from the bolster. You can draw that bottom leg in closer if you want to. I just want you to find a really happy supine twist right here. So coming down onto your back, heart open towards the ceiling, right? With this idea of being open again to whatever you, I say think or thought you wanted. It's just, I say it that way because, again, I'm not so sure we all know what we want. But anyway, I want you to be open to what you would like to receive. And then, of course, once you get down here, if you decide that you need more out of the twist or less, go ahead and move the legs around, see what feels right to you. Maybe one knee goes one direction, and the other leg goes the other way. And while we're here, let's go ahead and cup the hands loosely over the eyes, creating darkness. And now let's do that deep inhale and a loud shh. Well, why on earth would we cover the eyes to listen to our breath? But have you ever noticed, if you take away some of your senses, the others seem a little bit different. They maybe seem stronger. I don't know about for you. That exhale sounded different to me. It had a softness to it that I didn't hear as an undertone when we first did them. And if you're thinking you didn't notice anything, do it again. Cover your eyes. We'll all do it together. Take another deep breath in when you're ready. So if the breath has an added softness, did my breath change? Or did my energy change? Did I succumb to the silence that we were creating initially? Or perhaps the heart is more receptive. All right. However it's easiest for you to come back up out of this supine twist, take it slowly. Perfect. And then you can turn in the other direction while I move my bolster to the other side. Lining up that right hip, grabbing the strap. I'm going to put the strap around my right foot, my bottom leg. And then remember, again, it just seemed easier to tip over a little bit into that bolster. Straighten that bottom leg out in front of you first. Go ahead and keep the top leg bent and let it find a happy place to be. Then I'm going to lengthen, turn toward the bolster, and come on down. Left hand's hanging onto that strap. Closing the eyes, letting go here. You should be able to relax that bottom leg. Let the hand do the work. can go back to your mantra if you'd like. I have an abundance of ... Or you could simply repeat shrim in your head. And then go ahead and bend that bottom leg, bringing it in closer. Slowly push your way up. And then again, either move the bolster back or scooch forward so that we can turn and slowly come down onto our backs. Decide how you want the legs to be. I know my mind right now is focused on chocolate pudding, but I'm just saying that I had an abundance of wisdom when I chose to make a dessert nobody else in the house would eat. Don't you think? You can do that too. Just don't tell them it was a suggestion from a yoga class you were watching. Couple more breaths here. And again, when you're ready, I want you to find the easiest way back up. Take it slowly. Paying close attention to the knees, the back, and then once you're up, we'll go ahead and get that strap off the ankle again and set it aside. So will you grab your blanket? Let's just sit on the edge of it for a moment. Perfect. Okay, so hands in lotus mudra. It's going to look like this. Heel of the palm together, and then the thumbs will come together, the pinkies will come together, and then the whole middle part of your hand is just like the beautiful opening of a flower, right? That comes to the heart. So lotus mudra. And I want you to imagine that this beautiful vessel, this soft, velvety, flower petal vessel is here opening up just to attract the abundance of whatever it is you need. So visualize that space filling up. Remember, it doesn't have to overflow. That's not what abundance is all about. It's about having what we need. And then I want to challenge you to think about this. I do believe that sometimes we might know what we need. We can vocalize it, we can put it out there, but maybe we don't feel we deserve it. And so if any of that arose for you, I want you to take the hands right now into a Bhaya Mudra. Right hand is up against the right shoulder, facing outward. Left hand resting down by your hip or your leg, palm facing up. This hand is pushing away that fear, that thought that I'm not good enough, I don't deserve it. That is, well, I don't want to use the word that just popped into my head. That is wrong. That's just wrong. You do totally deserve it. Close your eyes here. Feel the energy of the right hand just dispelling that, pushing that judgmental, confrontational energy away. And if you're still in Lotus Mudra because that did not occur to you, you stay right there and soak it in. Now, wherever your arms are, whichever mudra they're in, go ahead and let both hands come to rest on the legs. Lengthen through the spine with a deep inhale. Cleansing exhale. Inhale the arms up. Exhale to the heart. Interlace the fingers. Push the palms forward in my direction. As you round the spine, drop the head. Inhale, both arms up. I'm keeping the fingers interlaced. Exhale, hands come back down, pushing in my direction. Round out the spine, drop the head. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. One more. And come back to sitting. Perfect. All right, that blanket that's underneath you, go ahead, slide it out. And I want you to fold it into kind of a small rectangle. So something like that. Okay. I need to move my bolster off my mat, and if yours is still there, you go ahead and do that too. So I want to stay seated, knees are bent, feet are the width of the mat. And let's just set that blanket aside for 1 second here. Lean back into the hands. We're going to windshield wiper with the legs. And what I want you to notice here is it more comfortable going in one direction than the other, right? So pay attention to the hips, the knees, anywhere else you're feeling this, maybe tight quads. Just pay attention. That's going to kind of clue us in about the blanket. So what I'd like to do is bring the legs back to center and give you a couple options here. Take the blanket, and I want you to slide it closer to that left hip, right underneath the left thigh, so that when we drop the legs to the left, they're supported. Now, what you might like better, and you might want to play around with this, is to get the left hip and sit bone up on that blanket, and then drop the legs. I like that better. We are going to lay down, so that is going to impact how you have the blanket. So go ahead and make your way there, and then drop the legs to the left and see what you think. So I'm going to stay with the blanket underneath the left hip and the sit bone. I think that feels amazing. What I notice is my right leg is comfortable, but it is hanging out there in space. I might give it a little added something. It's up to you. You could take that left foot up on top of the right knee to weight that leg down a little bit. See what your body thinks of that. If it's too much, gosh, you could be feeling it in a lot of places. If it's too much, slip that foot back off, right? If that right leg can't stand hanging out like that, because we did talk about not leaving body parts behind, we could hold it all the way down here, grab a block, and I could put it at its highest height to catch that right knee. So there, that's what I've decided I like best. That feels perfect. I'm gonna just keep my hands resting on my abdomen and close my eyes right here. So we have found an abundance of comfort in this pose on the yoga mat. There was a myriad of opportunities of how you could get here and what you could do with this pose. You should be happy because you chose how you ended up. I did not, right? And then keeping the hands on the abdomen, deep inhale, loud shh. So I don't know if you noticed this. There's no wrong or right answer. I'm just telling you what I experienced so that you kind of have an idea why I asked some of these odd questions. With the hands on the abdomen, what I notice about that loud exhale is that it feels more connected to my, I was going to say core, but then that seemed obvious, right? I didn't mean core muscles. It just seems like it's more connected to my inner self. It's more rooted in a way. It's deeper. It feels deeper. Do it again. See what you think. All right, let's go ahead and slowly bring the knees back up towards the ceiling. You might feel yourself kind of roll off that blanket. That's okay. In fact, I'm going to tip to the right so I can slide that blanket out. And then I'm going to hug the knees in for a moment. I will say I really did like that block holding up my other knee. So if you didn't use it on the first side, when we come up to reset the pose, you might want to grab that block and see what you think. All right, roll your way back up to a seated position because we need to move that blanket to the right side. And again, this was kind of why I said, pay attention. Do you like how windshield wipering the legs feels going in both directions, right? So directions. So I noticed when we were doing that the left side was really easy. The right side, top knee, not so happy. So it's going to love that block underneath. All right. You decide if the blanket's under the thigh or if you want to lift up and sit up on the edge of that blanket. If you're going to use the block, go ahead and place it at its tallest height. And then lay back gently. Take your time because we've got the hips unbalanced. And then go ahead and drop the knees over to the right. And then here, I would encourage you to take advantage of the abundance of opportunities theme here. You can play around with that breath we were doing. Move the hands, try the abdomen again, try the heart chakra. Maybe you cover the eyes, maybe hands are on the third eye, maybe the crown. You decide. Experiment, see what you notice. Let's go ahead and bring the knees back to center. Tip to the left to slide that blanket out from underneath you. Apanasan, hug the knees back into the heart. And then just rock it out a little bit from side to side. Speaking of an abundance of opportunities, you're heading into Shavasana. And I couldn't possibly name all of the different things you could do with the props here to be comfortable. So you figure that out for yourself. And once you get there, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Feel the body settling into your space. Softening, growing heavy. Your heart's so receptive to the abundance of the universe. It might be receptive to an abundance that you aren't even able to put into words yet. It might be something you don't even know yet that you really need. So we just set that intention that we're open to whatever comes our way, right? I'll send you out to Shavasana with a couple, I can't think of the word I want. I'm going to sing you the Lakshmi mantra. And then, just see where Shavasana takes you. That is an abundant pose. Om shrim Lakshmiyei namaha. Om shrim Lakshmiyei namaha. Om shri Lakshmiyei namaha. Om shri Lakshmiyei namaha. Om shri Lakshmiyei namaha. Om. wanted to share with you this Navajo prayer. Happily may I walk. May it be beautiful before me. May it be beautiful behind me. May it be beautiful below me. May it be beautiful above me. May it be beautiful all around me. In beauty, it is finished. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Bring some movement into the hands and the feet. And then very peacefully, with an abundance of quiet, restored energy, find your way back to a seated pose. Deep inhale, loud exhale. Inhale the arms up, bring the palms together and release them home to your heart in Anjali Mudra. The light in me bows to the light in you, and when I'm in that place in me and you're in that place in you, then we become one. Namaste.